as I'm looking forward to International Fight Week, and I really am looking forward to Stipe and Cormier for a lot of reasons, for a lot of different reasons. But the closer I look at it, and this is pure speculation. Don't go anywhere with this. This is just me thinking out loud. I'm not sure we ever see Daniel Cormier fight again. Interesting plot twist I just threw in there, isn't it? But I'll tell you why. I know he only wants to do a couple of more fights. Now, 2 more fights, couple of fights, that could be 3, that could be 4. 4 fights is close to 2. 1 fight's also close to 2. And I'll tell you how I've got to this deduction. So he's moved up to heavyweight. Let's say he succeeds and he wins. He would then be the heavyweight champion. I suspect that he would relinquish 205 pounds. So if he wins and he's the heavyweight champion, I think that he would stick around and get that other fight in that he's been talking about he wants, whoever that would be against. And then likely right off into the sunset. Maybe another one, but maybe not. Maybe not. Usually when an athlete at that level says, I want to do 2 more fights, it actually means 2. But the other side of that coin is, what if Daniel lost? And in many ways, people believe it's a win-win situation for him. Because if he loses, he's in a fight that he shouldn't have been in the first place, and he's still the 205-pound world champion, and he just goes back to his division. I do get that side of it, and I think that's right. I think if you're to fall on the fence one way or the other, I think that is the right way to view this. But there's a little bit more to the Daniel Cormier story, isn't there? And that is he has significant weight issues when he's getting down to 205 pounds. Significant. You guys will remember Talgate. But one of the reasons he was able to get to 205 pounds, he's got one of the best nutrition advisors in the business. Tyler Minton's out there with him. And it was a lifestyle change, though. I mean, Daniel Cormier, just in bringing Tyler in, just showed that, hey, I'm ready to go through the discipline, and I'm aware that this is going to be a lifestyle change, not just a diet, not just a weight cut, a combination of all 3. I've got to change my lifestyle. And he did, and he made the weight. But he hadn't had to do that. He hasn't had to do that in a meaningful period of time. Not for a meaningful period of time has he had to live that lifestyle. Not in a meaningful period of time has he had to go on that diet. Not in a meaningful period of time has he had to cut that weight. Been just the opposite. Just the opposite. He's moving up in theory, 60 pounds. In theory, right, from 205 to 265. So I think if you look closer at that, there is at least a conversation to be had in the world of speculation. If he is to lose to Stipe with the theory, right, with the booby prize being, we'll just return to 205 where you are the sitting champion. First off, not a lot of compelling fights for him at 205 pounds. Now, that can change very quickly. That could change overnight with the assertion of Jon Jones. But I don't think John's going to be back till next summer. That's a year away. When a guy's talking about doing 2 fights, you get 3 fights in a year. So if he wants 2 fights, he's also kind of signaling to us, I'd like to fight another 8 to 10 months. So I don't know about this year-away business when Jon Jones comes back next summer. I don't know about that. But getting down to 205 pounds, when to get to 205 pounds, you had to live a lifestyle with that goal in mind, and you got to take your eye off the ball for 7 months and go up to heavyweight. I don't know about returning to 205. I don't know about that. And I don't know what the motivation would be. There's not a compelling match down there for him right now. He does have an obligation to defend that belt. He has an obligation to the division, and he's more than willing to take on less than compelling matches. He's not the guy that's sitting out and resisting and saying, just show me the big one, and I need the big paycheck. He's a competitor. He just goes out and competes. So that's the good news. Got a great attitude there. But you are getting it from a guy who you took out of his lane, put him in a different lane, and now you're expecting him to return off of a defeat. And I'm only speaking to the fact if Stipe beats him, and he needs to return to 205 pounds. If he beats Stipe, he stays at heavyweight. But that weight issue is a little bit bigger conversation when it comes to Daniel Cormier, and we know that. That's well documented. Very well documented. You guys will remember Talgate. You guys will remember the Olympics, which is a story that's mistold. Mistold all the way to, if you go do a Google search on this, we'll say that Daniel Cormier missed weight at the Olympic Games. That is false. 100%. He made weight. They weigh in the day before. Between the weigh-in and the competition itself, he had a kidney issue. I don't know how that story ever got converted to Daniel Cormier missed weight. Not true. But he did have the kidney issue because of the struggles he had cutting weight. So, again, it's fair for me to talk about this because it is well documented and it is out there. And I would be curious what his motivation to return to 205 pounds was if it wasn't for a big fight. I would be curious. It would be very hard to believe that he would want to stick around the heavyweight division if it's shown he can't win the championship. What's the point? Just to get matches, to be one of the guys? Different mindset. When you're the king of the world, like he is. Different mindset. So Stipe proves to him, hey, you can't win the championship because I'm going to stop you. I'm not going to make believe that he's going to come back in the heavyweight division and just be one of the guys and try to build his way back up at, 40 or 41 years old. I'm not going to believe that. I think he has to return to 205 pounds, and I think that could be a very tall ask right now. Physically, I think that can be a tall ask, but then mentally, where would the motivation come from? Only he could answer that. He may go, I don't give a damn. What are you talking about? I got a contract. I said I would do it. I'll do it. That might be his motivation. Fair enough. But for a lot of guys, it's not, and so I'm going to speculate right now. What would be his big drive to go back down to 205 pounds? I mean, who's he going to fight? Gustafsson? Oh, great. Yeah, great motivation. One of the hardest fights of his entire career, as close as he's ever come to dropping that strap and not. And it wasn't huge business. Who the hell wants to return for that? I don't know. But I think there could be a bigger part of the story. And I only offer you that because, we saw Rashad Evans retire. We saw Johnny Hendricks retire. I don't think that Daniel's just about to retire. I don't think he is. I don't think his mind's there, but I don't think he's considered this the way I've just proposed it. I don't know if he's considered how difficult it would be to go back to 205 pounds. I think he's got the winner's mindset. I think he fully plans on beating Stipe, staying at heavyweight as champion, relinquishing 205. And getting on with it. I don't know if he's considered failure. If he's considered, what is option B? It's not quite as simple as just going back to 205. That was a lifestyle change that I made slowly that took me a very long time. And I haven't had my eye on that ball in a little bit.